There's a certain type of woman who does not wait. She feels something and she moves. Being a go-getter, she doesn't mind a chase. Not because she has all the answers, not because everything is perfectly aligned, but because something in her says it's time. That's Aries energy. Now, Aries, I'm sure you've been told that you're moving too fast, being too bold, or too direct. But now, I'm here to tell you that that may be the very thing that makes you a phenomenal leader. Hi, I'm Erica Huey, social scientist, your favorite life and career coach, and founder of Satori Synergy, where I use my signature business sociology framework, human design, and astrology to help you understand how you're naturally designed to lead, communicate, and just move throughout your personal and professional life. Now, today we're talking about Aries, not just as a zodiac sign, but as a leadership archetype. Because why not use the cosmic intelligence and the stars to make sure you become the star in your life? Welcome to the Astrology of Authority series. Naturally, I'm beginning this with Aries because this is where leadership begins. Aries leadership does not care about perfection. It's here to get the party started and spring into life. It's a cardinal fire sign, which literally means it's here to initiate action. This is energy that moves first, disrupts stagnation, and creates momentum where there was none. And they do this by lighting a fire under your feet. It doesn't wait for consensus, not going to ask anyone for permission, doesn't need clarity, acts on instinct. Its ruling planet is Mars, the god of war. That means that Aries is bout it, and they never scared. But what most people don't understand is that Aries is not all impulsive action. It's actually a 6-part leadership trajectory that's encoded across specific gates in the human design body graph chart. Each one adding a layer of intelligence of how things in life begin and become real. So wherever Aries lives in your chart is where you are designed to go first. So look at your human design or astrology chart and see where you are supposed to take the risk, start the thing, create the motion that others will follow. Me, for example, I'm not an Aries sun sign, but in my astrology chart, I have 2 planets, my Venus and my Mars, in the sign of Aries. You can get your human design blueprint chart at satorisynergy.com/chart. And in your private session, I'll pull in your astrological elements for more detail about you specifically. Human design takes astrology a step further. It lets you know which one of the 64 hexagrams or behaviors or energies from the 5,000-year-old Chinese I Ching that you have activated in your chart. I have hexagram or trait 21 activated 3 times. So although Aries is not my sun sign, I have it in my chart several times. So specifically for me, it governs how I approach love and war, Venus and Mars. So I pull up like an Aries in those areas of my life. In my work, I break the 64 hexagrams or human design gates down even further into what I call career design traits. So you can understand and leverage them as skills and natural talents. Now, these are your specific leadership energies that shape how you participate in your professional life. I completed my training in human design for business at the official IHDS. And in addition to my formal education, I have a degree in sociology and human resources and my mastery of astrology. What most prepared me for today's topic is being raised by Aries. Shout out to my mom. I'm here to tell you, being raised by Aries, my credentials don't hold a candle to the initiations I've gone through. I'm tested, tried, and true. Now, there are 6 energies in the Aries constellation. You'll hear me refer to the 64 hexagram in many ways. I may call them gates. I may call them traits. I may call them natural talent. So your God-given gifts, your energy, whatever. That's because the English language just doesn't quite capture the full essence of the meaning when I translate them. And even within the 64 individual traits or talents or gifts, you'll hear me refer to them with multiple keynotes as well for the same reason. English just isn't rich enough of a language. For now, let's highlight these 6 natural traits of Aries. And together, they will tell the story of how something new begins and becomes real. Everything starts here. Trait 25, Innocence, lives in the G center. This is the center of identity, direction, love. It's one of the 4 transcendent love gates. We'll get into that in a different video. Now, being within the individual circuit, this is about pure self-directed expression. Now, this leadership is not strategic. This is sincere leadership. You embrace and accept life challenges and trusting that God, source, the universe, will always have your back. This is the part of you that moves because something feels right, not because it's going to benefit you. Now, the mature expression of this energy may sound like you saying, well, I'm going to do this because it aligns with who I am, regardless of how it's received. This leader is grounded in integrity. They don't need external validation from others to act. Now, undeveloped or immature expression of this energy may say something like, well, I need this to be seen as good or impressive. Now, you'll know when you have a good sense of this energy and balancing it well when it feels more like, well, I don't need this to work exactly in my favor, but I do need to move on it because it feels right. Now, this trait or gift is your main character energy if you were born around March 18th through around the 24th. So it's on the Pisces Aries cusp. Then when you book your private session with me, of course, we'll pinpoint exactly your unique activations. Trait 17, opinions. Now we move into the ajna, the mind. Gate 17 is part of the logical collective circuit. So with this activation in your human design chart, know that you are designed to see patterns, create structure and understanding. This is about sharing your logical opinions with the larger collective. When others ask you for your insight from your observations and the things that you have researched. Now, obviously, if you're in a leadership role, the invitation and the expectation is there for you to proactively share what you have observed. So you may say things like, okay, team, here's what I'm seeing, here's the pattern, and here's the plan. The developed expression here is flexible, observational, and even grounded. It may sound like, well, this is the structure that I see based on the patterns, team. Take what's useful. In shadow, the expression here is more rigid and you're attached to the outcomes, trying to control things by being certain. So you may say things like, well, this is the way it should be done. I'm right and you're wrong. So you'll know when you're good and oriented and well-rounded in this energy, because it may feel more like, sure, I'll offer perspective, but not pressure. Those born around March 24th through the 30th have the gift of being opinionated as your main character energy. So pop off after you're asked for your opinion, because this is projected energy. Trait 21, authority. Now we move into the ego center, resources, willpower, control. Now trait 21 is about managing resources and holding the authority to execute. Because vision without ownership, we all know doesn't go anywhere. This is the energy that naturally positions you where others see you as a commanding officer with the drive to take control of a situation that the team is facing and offer support by eliminating any barriers, but without causing any more problems. She means business. literally and figuratively, because this trait is at the top of the tribal food chain and business circuit. Now, the mature expression here has clear boundaries, a transparent authority, and a sense of camaraderie that makes others trust you and follow the example that you set. It may sound like, I will take responsibility for what I have the capacity to lead. Now, here, the immature expression will turn leadership into micromanagement, or being harsh or impatient with those who don't match your pace. You may say something like, well, I need to take control of everything so this works correctly. Or, if you want something done correctly, you have to do it yourself. Now, if you're oriented and balanced in this energy of authority, it may sound like, I don't need to control everything, just what's mine though. Now, if your birthday is around March 30th to about the 4th of April, your assignment is to be in control of something. Okay, now I didn't say someone, but like a showrunner who manages the money and resources in a way that benefits you and your tribe. Trait 51, the initiator. Same center, but very different energy. Trait 51 is shocking, it's awakening. This is pure thunder. This is individual, independent, and self-empowering energy. A leader with this energy serves as a wake-up call, almost agitating you until you adapt and overcome. When they move, you need to move too, if it's correct for you. Now, when this trait 51 and trait 25, the first one I went over, are both activated in your chart, you'll have the channel or strength that we call initiation. You are designed with the need to be first. So you're naturally competitive. Trait 51 will center itself. Yes, being self-centered is correct for this person with regards to their bigger purpose in life. So it will center itself and take the shocking leap of faith and land in trait 25, innocence, with the soul and pure purpose and intention to differentiate itself from the tribe, the team, and most importantly, your business competitors. So if there is a battle going on, give the person with the 51 activated the ball if you want to win. Now here, the mature expression is courage with purpose. It's empowering you towards positive self-improvement. So it may say things like, well, I'm willing to take the leap and shake things up, even if it disrupts everything. Now, an immature or undeveloped expression here is more reckless and takes performative risks, can be arrogant, pompous, and ignore the consequences. And it'll just jump out and say, well, I need to prove that I'm bold enough. Now, when you're aligned here, you'll sound more well-rounded. Like, well, I don't shock just to prove a point, but I will activate my superpowers to help us all evolve, and definitely myself. Now, shocking people into leveling up is your main character energy if you were born around the time frame of April 4th to about the 10th. So lean into initiating new ways of thinking or being by ringing the alarm. All right, Aries, after taking that leap into the void head on, we get into trait 42, expansion. This energy is all about completing growth cycles. Because starting something is one thing, but you must learn to finish what you started. So here is the willingness to go with the flow, remain detached from controlling the outcome, and being committed to seeing whatever this thing grows into. This is where leadership shifts from excitement to commitment. Here we drop down into the sacral center, getting into life force energy and sustainability. We're also back in the collective circuit where we share experiences for the sake of evolution. Now here, the mature expression is about being committed to growth. Managing your expectations while still leaving room for some magic to happen. A little razzle dazzle. Surrender and be open to the process. You may say something like, I'll stay with this long enough to see what it becomes. Then the immature or underdeveloped expression here starts to become a pattern of abandoning projects, partners, pets, what have you. You may have difficulty committing, afraid that you'll choose the wrong experience or the wrong path. You may find yourself saying things like, well, I'm bored or I'm over it. What's next? Next caller, please. Now, you'll know when you're operating in alignment and you're well rounded in this energy when you begin to hear yourself say things like, okay, I may not stay forever, but I will stay long enough to complete this cycle and see it through. This is your superpower and main character energy if you were born generally around April 10th through the 16th. You're here to know when to wrap things up and level up. And finally, trait 3, innovation, ordering, organizing, alchemy, if you will. Taking one thing and turning it into something new and usable. Creating something out of your own unique expression and inner knowing instead of following others or compromising. When life gives you lemons, this is the behavior that turns that into lemonade. We know that every new beginning comes with some chaos and that somebody needs to bring it into order. This is that somebody that you want handling the change management in your organization. It's messy, non-linear, it requires patience, but this is how the future gets built. This is the foundation of mutation. With this gift, your assignment is to handle the shifts and uncertainty within the business with swiftness and the ability to still believe in magic, like a child, having fun, making mud pies or building a fort. Imagine like a baby's awkward first steps until they find their stride in their own way. This is where all of your initiatives get stabilized into something sustainable and real. Here, the mature expression comes with patience with the process. This is hopeful gut response to the experiences of life. Understanding that everything is difficult in the beginning and accepting that. You may say things like, yeah, this is messy, but that's part of building something new. Immature expression will reject the discomfort that comes with innovation. It's rigid and like stiff, holding on to your comfort zone instead of leaning into your zone of genius. You may say something like, well, this isn't working. Something must be wrong. Then once you're oriented and well-rounded in this energy, you may find yourself leading, saying, no, I'm not lost. I'm just in the middle of building something, becoming someone. This assignment of turning lemons into lemonade is for those born around April 16th to about the 21st, so leading into the Taurus season. So when you look at Aries leadership as a whole, what you're really seeing is a full cycle of how things are born or started. Let's walk through it. Now, as leaders, Aries blazes the trail with innocence and integrity, and then shares its opinion about the future based on what it has observed. It serves as the authority figure, ensuring that the tribe or the team has what it needs to thrive before initiating a new way of being, with the end goal being expansion and innovation. So, you see that this is not just random energy. This is a leadership trajectory. And when you understand where this energy lives inside of you, you stop trying to lead or be like everyone else. You stop trying to slow yourself down to be understood, and you'll start moving in a way that actually works for you. Now, of course, I don't know your specific chart and your real life situations, so I had to keep this pretty general. But as a projector, my soul glows when I'm able to focus on you one-on-one. So if you're ready to move beyond general insight and into your personalized understanding of your leadership design, you can step into a private SOS session with me, where I'll analyze exactly where you're designed to thrive in life, leadership, or even love, and move away from disappointment, bitterness, frustration, and anger into surprise and success, satisfaction, and peace. Aries, I thank you for reminding us all that sometimes the most aligned thing you can do is make the first move. I'll see you over at satorsynergy.com, where I help you understand yourself so that you can understand your assignment. There, you can also learn more about me and how I got here and how I could get you to where you are designed to be your best self. Because once you understand how your life operates in cycles, you'll finally stop feeling like you're just running in circles. Go be great, superstar.